What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY review, we're going to be taking a look at the final kit from the Bandai, I already forgot, Gaoranger, took me a minute, sorry. The Bandai Gaoranger SMP Super Manipula or Shokugan Modeling Project, and this one is GaoGod. Yes, I always say it that way. Or known as the Animus Megazord, otherwise here in the US. And of course, it does look really awesome. I love this box here. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up the original box right there. Right there. Me, do that in the edit, please. See, because they do tend to imitate them. And of course, this was the god of the wild Zords, as it were. Came in to help with a couple things, and then I swear, maybe I'm wrong, that at some point it did turn on the Rangers, thinking like they weren't worthy enough or something like that. I don't exactly recall, but it is what it is. It's a really cool one, mostly redeco, slight remolding, new parts of the regular Gao King or Wild Force Megazord. So looks pretty cool. Let's come around here. And by the way, I'm working with a new rig here for audio, so in theory it should sound really good, but it's harder to move around. So either way, got a shot of it there. Got a shot of it there with its weapon mode. Let's see here, pivot down just a little bit, please. Turn. There we go. Not quite as free as it used to be. And then you got all the different Zords down there, and you come around there, and up here we have Gaoleon. Gao Lion, Black Lion, and then Gao Condor, which is just a remold of Eagle, and then Gao Sawshark, and then Gao Buffalo, and then Gao Jaguar, of course. Make this guy. Oh, I didn't realize it actually has the stats right here. Hold on. Let's look at this. Let's see, what is that? 63 meters, 65 meters tall, 63 meters wide. I don't know. And then 5,140 tons. That's a lot. And then here you have the entire like Zord lineup, which we've already seen from the last episode. And of course, you come back here, you got all your warnings and such. Don't stick a GaoGod in your 3-year-old's mouth, because they'll probably choke on it, or maybe it'll serve them. If I recall correctly, there was a kid that summoned Animus. If I recall, it was like Animus in like child, like weird form. Is kind of a weird show, if I'm honest. But either way, I was looking forward to this one because it's kind of cool and regal looking. So either way, let's get on with the review. Shrimp. Alright guys, so here is the Animus Megazord, looking really cool and all gold and bronze and, well, orangey. It's a weird set of colors, but I really do like this almost like chocolate brown color here on the bison. Or buffalo, sorry, bison was the other one. It's meant to be like a Cape Buffalo kind of situation. And I don't have it in Zord, each individual Zord form. I have it in Megazord mode because we had never started in Megazord mode. We've always done the combination first. So let's zoom in on this new Animus head sculpt. And looks pretty cool. I gotta tilt just a little bit. Here we go. And look at all the friggin' detail there. All that paint work, all that stuff. Now there are stickers around the back side of the head. Well, that's spun around really easy. So there are stickers on the back side, but that's okay. You do have gold paint here on the horns, and it is just on the same kind of mount that the Condor is. I do have a problem there. Oh, okay, I didn't realize what I'd done. These are supposed to be up. I forgot. Come on. The wings are actually supposed to be up like this. Like so. I forgot why I had it that way. There was a reason I did that. I'm not sure what it was now. All right, either way. So let's zoom back out, find our focus. Hey, find the focus. Come on. There it goes. All right, and then you have the Condor, the Black Lion, and the Buffalo all have their heads like right there. Boom, boom, boom. And it is just molded exactly like the previous ones. The weird thing is like, because there's so much more going on with this new Condor head, like I feel like it's supposed to be like a little bit more snug. I don't know. But then you have the Jaguar over here on this arm. Looks pretty cool. And by the way, the articulation is effectively the same. You do just have to work around the wings that are now sticking out. So you can still do that. You do still have elbow movement here. There it goes. It was a little stiff. It's good. And then even the mouth opens to hold stuff, which we'll look at here shortly. You do still have rotation there. And I knew that was going to happen because I needed to do that. Okay. So hold on. You do get movement up and down there for an ab crunch. See, I always feel like there's something I'm not doing correct. I don't know why. Like, get in their hole, Condor. So either way, torso should have a bit more movement than that, but for some reason it doesn't want to. You do have the horns here that you can move. The horns will move a little bit, and then of course the buffalo head itself will move, like those blue eyes. Old blue eyes there. You do get the front skirts still, and you can move the legs about however you like. You know, you got this. The only thing I'm not keen on is this yellow. I don't like that yellow at all. Like, you have legit gold paint and stuff, and then you have the yellow. Now, maybe that's a bit accurate. I'm not sure, but that is just kind of ugly in my opinion. But he's a weird looking thing to begin with. I mean, even that face is very, like, almost insectoid to a degree. Oh, by the way, the horns can move, and they do have a part to play here in a bit. And then you have the Gaozo shark. Very serrated edge here. It's actually kind of funny. Feels like a real serrated knife, not gonna lie. It's pretty cute. Pretty cool. You do have the quote-unquote ankle rocker here with the toes, and then that's pretty much all you get out of your posing with the legs. You know, you just kind of get it in the best position you can, and then hope for the best. It does have essentially the same stickers as Gao King. You know, not a whole lot of difference going on there. The horns sort of get in the way, so you're not going to get a whole lot of torso rotation. So there we go. Get him in a nice pose. Bring it down just a little. Come on. It's a good looking Megazord. Hold on, I'll get a picture of that just in case I screw it up. All right, and then let's bring in Gao King for comparison. Now this is Gao King Night Mode, which has the elephant involved. And you could technically use the elephant head here for the shield, but you can't use the sword part because the mouth of the shark is different. But I will say, if you take the saw part off, you could get it to work. So in theory, you could have an Animus Night Mode if you want. And of course, you can tell the major difference between that head sculpt and of course the horns and stuff like that. I'll be doing a comparison of the individual Zords once I get there. But for now, you know, there's that. And I'm not bringing out the entire lineup because it's all on the shelf and organized a very specific way. So that's it for now. So let me show off his weapons he has. So technically speaking, you get the Saw Shark blade here that is kind of a sword, if you want to call it that. But in reality, Animus's main weapon is in fact a bow and arrow, which you can come up here and remove the back of the helmet. And so now you just got that kind of stocky head going on. And this, you just rotate the horns around like that, and now you've got a bow. And he does have two holes right there that will line up to the teethums on the Jaguar. The Jaguar, not lion, not tiger. And in theory, you can totally use that, but what you want to do is come over here and pull on the snout, the snoot, pull out the shark snoot. So it looks like that. Looks ridiculous, I know. And you pull out the ridiculous arrow part here. By the way, this is all pre-assembled, pre-painted. It does look like it was in pieces, and you can even pull off the tip here, but I'm guessing they just wanted to save you one runner of things and just assembled it in the factory. Now this will only go on the one way, so you got the more curved side goes down, the sharper point goes here. And now you peg that in. And then in reality, you don't have to use the dinky little thing. You can pull that out. Oh, and you take the entire nose off of the Jaguar. Jeez. And you get an enormous version of the bow which looks pretty badass. You do have to assemble this one. It does come pre-painted. Gotta love that. And he does have the holes wider for the top, smaller for the bottom. And he can totally hold that too. If you line it up right. There you go. Like so. Be wary that it will smack your legs if you're not careful. So you want to kind of work it out like here. I think this is why I had the wings folded down, because it was easier to manipulate. Hold on, the lion head is all in the wrong spot now. Yeah, this is what happens. Okay, so let's put these down like they would be for Gao King. And now we can be in like shooting mode and nothing's in the way. Except now we have a bison head running wild. Which you're not supposed to have. Okay, put that back on. Alright, so now he's holding this. And then utilizing all of your abilities, you need to bring the shark head around and through. And this is not the easiest thing in the world, and I managed it before. I don't know how. I don't think any of that was on camera. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get it situated and come right back. That's about as good as I can get it. I know that's not right. I know I've got it in a better position than that, but I feel like, sorry, I had to back up there. Something just out of whack. I don't know. So I've seen it in an attack pose, and it definitely works better than that. Maybe it's because I need the shoulders up. Hold on. If the shoulders are up, that's a little different. Hold on. Because I can go here. That's what the deal is. I should have gone up like that. And then it can come across like so. Yeah, that works better to have the shoulders up. I knew something was missing, but either way, there's like his arrow attack thing. It's a bit ridiculous, if I'm honest, but you know, it's a cool gimmick. But because there's so much going on with this, it's hard to maneuver. Like, I mean, I'm utilizing every single joint in the shoulder area, in the torso, like all the butterfly joints, all of that, just to get it into a feasible position. And even then, it's banging on everything. It's hitting the knees. I mean, that's kind of the problem with having any huge weapon. And like, you know, like I said, the wings are supposed to be out, but there's no way you can do that. The bison, or buffalo, I'm never going to get it right. The cow, the freaking cow head is in the way. Like, at all cost. Like, it's super fiddly, even compared to the Gao King. It's super fiddly. Like, this is essentially how it's supposed to be. Like, it is a very, very cool thing, but it is a very, very finicky thing at the same time. And like, you run into similar problems with the legs being like fairly rigid. So if those wings are out, like the legs are not exact, they're not stiff, but they are rigid enough to be annoying. So I mean, there's your Animus Megazord. Good God. And we didn't even break it down into its individual parts, which is pretty easy. So I'll do that off camera and then come back on to show off the different Zords. All right, guys. So let's take all these Zords that are now exploded and transform them back. So we got a Condor here, transform just like the Eagle did. Bring the legs down, bring the head back, as it were. And now you're supposed to do the same thing where you pull this back and out and then rotate it, but it doesn't hang up enough. Like, it's supposed to do that, and then you rotate it 180, like so. Now the other thing is you do have to put the tail itself back on, like so, and then rotate 180, get the feetums down, and then rotate the wings here, like so, and then just position it however you like. And then there's your condor, and then the tail horns, as it were, will kind of hold it up so it can sit up like a good birdie boy. And it does have a little bit of extra movement here. You can like pull that and then move some bits, and then this even opens up to allow you to do stuff like this. As far as I know, that's not part of like the transformation or anything. I think it's just for posing. But, you know, ultimately I could be wrong. Oh, wait, maybe that's for that alternate. That's for the alternate transformation of the Gao muscle, right? Is that what that is? Kongazord, where the thing doesn't, not the chest, it's the crotch. That's probably what that is, and I just forgot. So either way, there's our condor. I'll compare it to the regular wild Zords here in a minute. Gotta break that down too. Okay, so we got our Gao Jaguar. Go ahead and snap all that back into place. Rotate your heads where they need to go. Then you've got your whole butt section here. So we need to split this carefully. Rotate it up. Kind of wiggle it. Bring out your tail. Rotate upward. No, I'm sorry, downward. Wrong way. Forgot. So that goes under. Isn't that right? Do I have it? Oh, yeah. Totally had it. I had it twisted 180 from posing. That's funny. All right. Squeeze that back together. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, it was in the right position to begin with. All right. Grab your feet and pull everybody out here. Like so. So just like the tiger, just like the wolf, pull these bits and pieces out. And then just like tiger and wolf, you want to pull this out. I really wish they put this on a sliding mechanism just like the other one does, because it'd be so much more fun. Transform like the toy does. Get your feet out, plug it back in. So apparently, like on the actual toy, this does just pull out. You don't have to remove it, you know. And extend the kitty foot forward. Like so. And now we have our orange spotted kitty. Good to go. Little doofy looking, if I'm honest. Okay, now we'll do our shark sword arrow boy. Kind of all the above. Let's see here. Pretty much need to... I feel like that has to collapse a bit. Open that up, then collapse it like so. I already had the fins out, so that's not a big deal. Pull off the arrow nose, as it were. Put back on the shark nose. So just like our other two sharks, you know, and you got to put the tail back on, because he does not use the tail for a sword mode or anything else like that. You can, because he does still have the sword holder, as it were, in the mouth. So that's one reason why I said you could technically, you know, if you just pull this off, you can still use the knight shield if you want to. Okay, and then we'll take our lion boy here, pull up the crotch there, tail. One of those things is part of it. It's an anatomy of a lion. And ow, fuck. Why? Okay, rotate down the front legs. Then you can rotate the back legs. It's kind of annoying. Like, it feels like that should be easier than it is. Okay. Come back to the other side. Do the same thing. It's a really tight joint, by the way. Okay, and then pull this down and around. Like that. And then you've got this section now stuck down, and there's no good way to pull it up, if we're honest, unless you have a way to come in here and yoink it. And then it's like, use your fingernail to pull that up. Right. Okay. It's still hung up. So, there we go. That is not easy. So, there's our Gaoleon. I say it like he's French. Gaoleon. Galileo. Black line. Try to get these shoulder joints back where they go. Good lord, those are tight. So, alright. And then, of course, the most complex and ridiculous one. The bull / bison / buffalo / there isn't an alternate version of it. Okay. And, of course, this can still do the tank mode, too, if you're keen on that. But if you're not, oh well. Okay, so we want to grab this section, rotate it 180 on that weird diagonal, and make sure your front skirts are clear, or else it's going to hang up like that, and you're going to get annoyed. If you don't get annoyed, it's not right, you know. You're going to rotate the horns forward for clearance sake. Now we're going to do all this work back here on the legs. So we're going to pop this open here, flip that out, flip this, well, leave it open, but so same thing on this side, pop it open, flip it out, flip it out. So that's mostly our shell. Then we want to close this and go ahead and pin that together like so. And now we've got all of this. Go ahead and close that together. And sometimes it's not going to sit exactly right for that. And actually, this is just roller mode. You don't have to use the legs if you don't want to, but you certainly can. And for that, we want to flip the rear feet down, lock them into place, lock them into place. In the front, you want to spin up and then push and make sure it's locked all the way. Flip all the way up, flip, pull until it locks into place. There we go. And there's the new buffalo. And that's all our Animus Wild Zords, as they do. And of course, if you have a stand, you can put the shark on a stand, which is weird because you can't necessarily put the condor on a stand, the actual thing that's supposed to fly. I mean, the shark flies, technically, or swims through the air, however you want to look at it. But there's our God form Zords, God Zords, as they were. And let me break down our original real quick, and we'll see that. Okay, so we'll bring in just our comparisons here. There's our bison. Here's a shark, minus his tail, because that's put away at the moment. We got our condor and eagle. Condor is actually slightly better than eagle, in my opinion. Tiger with jaguar. And you can see they are, I mean, obviously the lion, there's no change. So, like, it is interesting to think that, you know, Animus is the god of this situation, like legitimate, like a god. And the Wild Zords themselves were made effectively in his image. So, interesting how that works. So, there we go. But this is basically the last of the Gaoranger kits that I'm going to get. I'm not bothering with the other, like, movie version of Gao Muscle. Not interested in that whatsoever. I mean, it's just basically a red monkey and a black elephant. I don't care that much. But this was a fun one. Slightly annoying on some of the assembly. But other than that, not too bad. Obviously, you've seen that the issues with trying to work around to make it pose and use its weapons properly. Really annoying. But, I mean, other than that, it's still cool. I like the color scheme. It's a little weird with the kind of gold plastic, quote unquote. versus the paint that's on everything else. I like the coppers. I really like the official gold paint. I think that looks really, really good. Stickers were not as bad as they have been in the past, but I'm sure there'll be some rub. Like you already saw the nose of the Jaguar start to act a little wonky, but other than that, it's a cool one. I picked it up at BBTS, by the way, if you guys are interested. They might still have it in stock. Go check it out. And I meant to have this out before the end of 2022, but didn't manage that, unfortunately. So, but either way, guys, make sure you go check out the rest of the Gaoranger kit playlist. If you're remotely interested, go see all the rest of them. And let me know which is your favorite in the comments down below. I'll see you guys later. Remember, as always, keep on building. Oh, and Happy New Year.